This is CBC Winnipeg News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. An emergency shelter has opened in Saint Boniface. It is a place where people can stay warm overnight in the freezing cold weather we have seen so far this week. It opened just one day after a woman was found unresponsive in a Saint Boniface bus shelter. CBC's Alana Cole has the story.
This is where I live. These are my blankets.
This is where Corey Campbell spent the night. It's a pop-up emergency shelter that opened late yesterday. Campbell says without it, he would have spent the night at an outdoor encampment.
Encampments that we have are not entirely warm at sometimes, like due to the weather. They go on, like tents start to freeze, they start to crack, and it gets kind of dangerous out there for us.
The shelter is located in an unused city building on St. Mary's Road. The city says it worked quickly with Saint Boniface Street Links to find a place for people in the area in need of a warm place to stay. It opened just one day after a Saint Boniface Street Links outreach team found an unresponsive woman here Monday. Street Links says she was under a pile of blankets and they believe she died. It's a tragedy Winnipeg's Mayor Scott Gillingham wants to avoid.
To the family of the individual who has passed away in a transit shelter, my sincere condolences.
The city says this shelter is expected to be open for the next 24 to 36 hours. It's temporary while they look for a more permanent solution. St. Boniface Street Link says finding the woman Monday underscores the urgent need for more services to address issues like mental health and addiction.
It's a tragic event, and it has affected us all. I think it really points to the lack of investments that have been made for services outside of the inner city.
A Street Links outreach team is going out again, offering people in the cold a place to stay warm. Alana Cole, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Well, to Ottawa now, where an emergency debate was held in the House of Commons tonight on missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. This after news, 4 women were killed by an alleged serial killer here in Winnipeg. Tonight's discussion, though, was sidetracked briefly by a comment made by a Alberta Conservative MP. Have a listen.
That plan to make a plan resulted in these 4 women being in a landfill. That's right. And in a dump. What, we're just going to sit here and do this again in 6 months? I hope the next time people look in the garbage can, they think of these women.
Women and girls and leaders want hope. They want to see that they can be their full selves, and that I think that to put that together in terms of the way the member referred to it is hurtful.
I am really haunted by the thought of these families of these women having to deal with the remains of their loved ones in a landfill. And if my question or my comment to try and express that, because words matter, caused any harm, I unreservedly apologize and retract that.
Now, there was no motion or vote connected to that debate tonight, but it was a chance for MPs to speak and ask questions about missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. Meantime, the Southern Chiefs organization says police can't leave the remains of 2 Indigenous women in the Prairie Green landfill. Yesterday, Winnipeg police said they were unable to search the site for the bodies of Mercedes Myron and Morgan Harris. Police said too much time had passed and there was little chance of finding anything. A search of that landfill would also be expensive. Grand Chief Jerry Daniels says more has to be done.
I don't think you want to put a cost on the lives of our women. I don't think that we can approach it that way. We really have to approach it from, we have to do something, and we have to get the community involved. I mean, we do wide searches within looking for our women every time they go missing, and so I think the community and the public can support this.
The news this week has been a lot to handle. Stories like these can be triggering. There are several phone lines you can call if you need support, including 211. You can also call Ganiganichik at 204-594-6500 and Manitoba, Kiwatnawe, Okamakinak at 1-800-442-0488 or 204-677-1648. You'll also find these phone numbers listed on our website, cbc.ca/Manitoba. No word on injuries, but a big mess tonight after a crash between a pickup truck and a transit bus. It happened around 9 at Sargent and Erin. You can see that crash there, sending that transit bus careening into a garage, causing significant damage. We have reached out to the city and Winnipeg police, but our calls haven't been returned. Well, December means exams and lots of stress for university students. That is especially hard for students who come from outside of the city. CBC's Ethan Butterfield has more on how one group is helping students make it through the holiday season.
From chili to pizza and everything in between, Megaziagamic will be hosting holiday cheer in the form of some very good food.
Indigenous Student Centre and the Access and Aboriginal Focus programs are hosting this week-long event as a way to care for students and just show them some cheer at this time of year before they head into final exams.
Students from the University of Manitoba are thankful for the food provided through the 5 days of Christmas event, as in many cases, students are far away from home during this time.
I'm from Norrie House, so that's like 800 kilometers north from here, and I don't really have time to make myself home cooked meals or, feel at home, I guess you could say. So coming to make Megaziagamic and just having the food, having them serve it to us, and it's really like home cooked meals is really awesome because it makes me feel like I'm at home. It makes me feel comfortable, even though like exams and studying and final season is just not good right now. So I'm really thankful for Megazee putting on this event.
The first time organizers held this event was in 2019, but the pandemic put it on hold. Organizers are happy to be able to put it on again this year and plan on holding it again in future years. Ethan Butterfield, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Those cookies look good. Here's a look at downtown Winnipeg tonight. Extreme cold warnings are in place again tonight for parts of the province. I will show you where and have your weather forecast. When we come back, stay with us.
This weather update is brought to you by Capital Ford Lincoln. 22 model clear-out is on now.
Welcome back. We are still contending with some extreme cold weather conditions in Manitoba. Tonight, it's northern Manitoba, expecting wind chills in that minus 45 to minus 50 range. That could mean frostbite on exposed skin in just minutes overnight tonight. In the south, temperatures warm up by tomorrow morning to the minus teens, minus 18 by first thing tomorrow in Winnipeg, minus 19 in Winnipeg, but still very cold in the north. First thing in the morning tomorrow, minus 36 in Lynn Lake, feeling closer to minus 50. Temperatures really do warm up into the afternoon tomorrow as well. Minus 13 in Winnipeg by mid-afternoon, closer to that minus 10 mark even through parts of Westman. So turning into a pleasant day tomorrow. We'll start the day on Thursday with a mix of sun and cloud. Winds out of the south. We'll see our winds start to taper off a bit as we get into the day on Thursday into Friday. Another mainly cloudy day. We will see some sunny breaks of the afternoon on Friday across southern Manitoba. Ahead of our next weather maker, which you'll see here, some snow Friday night into Saturday. Looking at our extended forecast now, we are expecting some snow to move through on Saturday, minus 2 with breezy conditions, a mix of sun and cloud for Sunday, then potentially some more snow moving in next week. That's your late news for this Wednesday. Thanks for being with us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.